Gen V is finally here, and let me tell you, it is well worth watching. In fact, I feel like it is one of the best shows of 2023, if not the best in general. At least this is the sense that I have after watching the first 3 episodes of the series. I know that this is a pretty early judgment, but can you imagine how good those 3 episodes were to make me come to such a conclusion? I know that many of The Boys fans were upset that the show decided to expand into spin-off shows, let alone a show on teenagers. However, I beg you to drop your prejudices and give the show a chance. Trust me, you won't regret it. So without further ado, let's dive into the video and let me tell you what is so great about this new spin-off series. First of all, the show has some of the coolest superpowers I've ever seen. All these powers are carefully curated in a way that will contribute to the characters' personalities as well as the storyline. For instance, Emma's, aka the Cricket's superpower to shrink down, is actually linked to her ED, which is something she's clearly struggling with. Through her superpower, we see her struggle with body image and observe how she actually hates her power and the way people regard her only through her power. It's a great social commentary that I will never get sick of. She will be the queen meme of the show as she does not stop talking about her. Similarly, our leading character, Marie's superpower, is regarding the blood flow, reminding me of the water bending in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I can bet that the writers of the show got the inspiration for Marie's power from Stephen King's Carrie, though, as she is the perfect example of puberty hitting hard and transforming her entire life. As you can imagine, her entire storyline revolves around her struggle to make peace with her power, while aiming to prove herself to the entire world, particularly her sister, as a good person. She is basically a replacement for the Starlight. I mean, they even call her the Black Starlight. So the creators of Gen V are basically following in the footsteps of The Boys, creating similar archetypes for each character, giving us the chance to observe how a superhero turns out to be the way he or she is. Another thing that I loved about the show was the atmosphere. I don't know about you guys, but even though it's been years since I graduated, I still see September as the beginning of the school year. Also, despite being a grown-ass man, I admire trendy social media aesthetics, such as dark academia. So when I saw that the show was taking place in a school setting, I was thrilled. Albeit in the first 3 episodes, we barely got a scene from a lecture. Still, seeing students struggling for their grades, which are definitely far from the conventional grades that we are used to, is pretty fun. Plus, the series embraces The Boys perfectly, not only in terms of its universe, but also in terms of its morally gray areas. Once again, we have a group of characters who are neither good nor bad. They are all in between, struggling to fight for their own interests while trying to compose their moral status at the same time. To be honest, even though this show is as gory as The Boys, it is still easier to see teenagers struggling with their morals rather than the adults. After all, they are young, so we are giving more credit to them as the audience. When it comes to the media, capitalism, and superhero relations, though, you're still left with the overwhelming adult dominance, all of whom suck. They all utilize these teenagers, turning them into mere tools and objects to keep the system ongoing and gaining clout for the vault. It is disgusting, truly. And yet, it is still a great commentary on today's influencer culture and its problematic marketing. Now that I established all the things I love about the series, here's a minor criticism. Even though I adored the origin story of Marie, I hated how her journey immediately kicked off once she went to the university. I mean, despite being seemingly determined to keep things low and be a good student, she immediately gave in to the peer pressure and found herself on the street. She almost got kicked off the school before even taking a single lecture. I find it quite ridiculous, to be honest, even though it leads to a pretty impressive character arc. But what do you think? Have you enjoyed the series so far? Will you continue to watch the show? Do you think it will be better than The Boys? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon.